Hey guys, so you have two black female conservatives, Candace Owens and Tree of Logic. Who do you choose? Who do you choose? Well, I had a lady that wrote me a few weeks ago, and she was saying, asking me, do you get bullied like Candace Owens does because by other black people? Because I used to support her and Tree of Logic, and then Tree of Logic came out with that awful video about her, and I just decided to take all of my money from Tree and give it all to Candace. And I was just like, yeah, lady, I side with Tree. Like, I think she was testing me to see, if she was gonna give her money to me. And I was like, yeah, lady, you can just take it all and just give it all to Candace. I don't want your money if you're not gonna, take the time to at least look into what Tree of Logic is saying. I'm like, yeah, and then I've had some people that would be like, oh, you see some of my videos just because they're snarky and compare me to Candace Owens. And I'm just like, I'm not like her. And I had to get over that too, because I was just like, well, I know people are sincere and they're trying to make a positive connection. They're not, maybe they don't know the backstory. They don't understand, how that's insulting to me. But seriously, I'm just like, just call me a coon. Don't compare me. I'd rather you call me a coon than compare me to her. All right? It's like being compared to Satan, right? Do you want to be compared to Satan? No, I don't think so. So I just rather, but at the end of the day, I still, take it as a compliment, in the sense that I know people have their hearts in the right place and they probably don't understand the full story, and they're just trying to make that positive connection. So I know that there are people that I've spoken to that don't even care for her. They know that she's a con artist and a manipulative sociopath, but they're still like, well, she's getting out there, she's out there, so let's get the message out, because we got to win this culture war. And I'm just like, well, I think that your heart's in the right place. I think that they're whites or non-blacks that see a black person with these talking points about getting out of the victim mentality and leaving the Democratic plantation, and they get very happy because they feel like they can. There's a person that can get their message across that will maybe listen to because they're black, and they know because of how we've been socially conditioned about race in this country to view certain people because they look a certain way, that maybe this person who's black is going to get their message across faster than they can, or better than they can. So they get excited. So at the end, the core, I know the intentions are good. Like, I'm not offended by that. I know I see what people are trying to do. But my thing is, do you support somebody that is corrupt and an opportunist and a liar, just to get your point across? I don't think so, because I think personally it's going to bite you in the ass later. Somebody that's an opportunist that has a doxing website that collects information on people that could be used, could be a tremendous tool to be used by, pedophiles, or, I do a lot of work in medical corruption and stuff, and I've known parents that have chosen alternative routes that have been bullied, and people already collect information on them, threatening to call CPS and break up their families and harass them. So this, to me, doxing is very serious. It's a tool that can be used very maliciously. Okay, so for her to lie about it and say that the site wasn't functional, and then me going back and finding out that it was functional, it makes me think about, what else is she lying about? So there are people that say, oh, people can change and people make mistakes. And I get that. I love to see that happen. I love to see people turn over a new leaf and start over and admit their mistakes. But the problem with her is she hasn't admitted her mistakes. She's covered up her tracks, right? So when people change, the first step to change is admitting that they're wrong and apologizing and covering their tracks. And then starting over from there, not covering their tracks, not lying, and not debasing or degrading people that have reasonable questions about why they were doing what they were doing. So I don't trust her for that reason, and I used to be a fan of hers until I found that out about her. So I don't think that, to me, it's going to be a healthy thing in the end for people to support her, that even though they know where she stands. So people that are just coming across this information, I would urge you, I'm going to leave some links to Tree's video, and then on her video, she has a lot of information. If you want to do the due diligence and see what she's talking about. Do you want to support and promote someone who is a liar and who is, you know, a conniving, manipulative sociopath, right? Like, and she'll say stuff and she's gonna be like, oh, they're just jealous of me. No, bitch, nobody's jealous of you. Like, for real, like nobody. Yeah, oh, I'm jealous of you because we're jealous of you because we all want to be like, you know, narcissistic sociopaths. That's all I've ever wanted to be when I grew up. That's all I ever wanted. And so, you know, this whole thing too, I want to comment on about Black people having to stick together is just as racist and limiting as anything else. You know, when Black people are told they need to think a certain way and you know, have a certain opinion, I don't have to fucking like stick by her because she's Black or because she's a conservative or because she's a woman. If there's something that I disagree with her on, then I have the right to say that, and I shouldn't have to feel like a bad person because I don't agree with her manipulative, conniving ways. So, you know, we all have varying different degrees. So for all you non-Blacks that are like shocked, yeah, we don't all like each other. And for you Black people that think that we all have to stick together because we're Black, you're just as bad, because, you know, this is how we got in the position with Obama. Obama, you know, a lot of people voted for him because he was Black and he was attractive. Okay. So, you know, a lot of people bought into his lies. A lot of people didn't research him, including me. Like, I made videos about it. I was a total sucker. Like, I fell for it, you know. But are we gonna, you know, follow this trend of still just supporting somebody because they're on our team? Because, you know, to be honest, if she wasn't a conservative or she wasn't on the right or she didn't have these talking points, and she did what she did, we would have shown her no mercy. And the people that are supporting her would have shown her no mercy. So please stop being a hypocrite and, you know, think about what you're supporting, who you're supporting, why you're supporting. And in the end, is that going to be good for you? Or, you know, are you going to regret it? Do you think that is worth it? I want to know, do you think it's worth supporting people who are a conniving, manipulative sociopaths? Or, you know, do you want to end up on the same side, in the same position a few years later that the left is in right now? Because the left is all out of balance, you know, using the analogy of yin and yang, left being yin, right being yang, right? The left is way out of balance. But, you know, the right can become out of balance as well. But if we keep having these fake thought leaders that we're just pushing forward, who are just as conniving, manipulative as the Clintons, and, you know, we have this one person and then we let another person through and another person through, like, we're going to be out of balance the same way as the left is. Or the right, I should say, the right's going to be out of balance as much as the left is going to be. So, question of the day is, do you support somebody even though you know that they're wrong, they're corrupt, their intentions aren't well, just because they're out there and because they are what am I trying to say? You know, they're physically, their face is out there, they have more reach? Or do you stick to your morals and, you know, call everybody on their shit, no matter what party they're on, no matter what side they're on, because they're just immoral people? What do you do? Okay, so that's it. Much love and respect to Tree of Logic and Kiki Green and who the other, Sonny Johnson and Antoina Okafor, other conservatives. I would put them before me because I consider myself to have some conservative values. I wouldn't say that I'm full-on conservative, but those girls have been doing it longer and harder than I have, and Candace has, and I think that and there are probably other people I didn't mention, and there's that girl Patty and Josephine, Desi-Rae, just thinking out loud. Like, I know, I'm gonna put the links in the bottom, you guys can check them out too, but they've been doing it harder and longer, and I definitely believe and give a reverence to people that, you know, come before you in that category. So much love to all you guys. And yeah, all right, peace, love, bye. Mwah.